Hola Pre-Algebra students. If you're watching this video, that means you finished your quiz. It should be August 29th by the time you're viewing this. If you hear random noises, cars in the background, just laugh a little because I'm currently at my house trying to record this video. Okay, so this week we sort of took a step back, worked on some skills, made sure we have all the same skills, and now I think we're ready to take on rational numbers. So the first thing we're going to learn about rational numbers is how to compare and order them. So if you could open up your class notes and write comparing and ordering rational numbers. Okay, so if I were to give you -4/5 and I asked you to compare that with -5/6, how would you do it? What methods would you use? Okay, for me, I personally like to visualize things. So I've got my pizzas here. 4/5 would be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5/6 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so then I obviously look at which one has more pizza per se. Okay, so I tried to color it in so that you could see it a little bit better. This example's a little hard to see because they're close together, but the greater number is the 5/6. So let's just say if we're eating pizza, I would want this pizza because I would want more pizza to eat. But that's just me. I like pizza. Okay, back to the problem. So me knowing that +5/6 is greater than +4/5, since these two numbers are negative, I almost flip them in my head. So then I think, okay, -5/6 then is less than -4/5. Another way that you can solve this problem, and I do this sometimes too, is I just turn both of these fractions into decimals, because decimals are a little bit easier to tell right away. So if anybody remembers my cowboy riding the horse trick method, okay, the cowboy rides the horse, but the cowboy sleeps inside and the horse sleeps outside. If that little trick confuses you, forget about it, alright? Just know that my numerator is inside here and my divisor is 5. It's my denominator. So then I would think I have to add my decimal point down here and bring it up. How many times does 5 go into 4? None. Bring down the 4. And then I have to add a 0 in, bring it down. How many times does 5 go into 40? And that's 8. Okay, so now I know I'm dealing with -0 and 8/10. Okay, I do the same thing right here. The cowboy rides the horse, the cowboy sleeps inside, the horse sleeps outside. Add my decimal points, add my 0. 6 goes into 5 0 times. Okay, 6 goes into 50. 8 times, which is 48. And I bring it down, I have 2. Okay, so because both of my answers so far, I have 0.80 and 8/10, excuse me. But this one I have a remainder of 2. So it's not even necessary for me to continue this problem out and try to solve it. From here I can just tell, okay, so -8/10 with the remainder of 2, which that looks completely funny to me. But the point is that I know that -5/6 is greater, is less than -8/10. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to ask Jose Maria Okay, I'm going to ask you what method you use in order to solve these, in order to compare. Okay, and it doesn't have to be one of those two. It could be any method that you use. I want to know how you think about it. Okay, and I just picked you at random. I'm not picking you out. Alright, here's my next example. I have negative 8/10 compared to negative 3/10. So both of my signs are negative. Okay, so I can't tell which is greater than or less than from there. Then I look at my ones place. Both are zeros. Again, doesn't help me. Then I look at the tens place. Or not the tens, I'm sorry. That's the tenths. And the 8 is greater than the 3, but we're talking about negatives here. So which one do you think is less than? If you said that negative 8/10 is less than negative 3/10, you are correct. Alright, here's our last comparing example. So I have negative 1 and 7/10 compared to negative 1 and 7/9. So me saying that out loud might have given it away for some people, but for those that like to see it visually, I prefer, and this is just my method, you have different ways of doing things, to change this fraction into a decimal. So I'm going to divide. Let me pick a color that you can see. How about pink? We haven't had pink yet. So I'm going to divide these two numbers. Alright, 9 doesn't go into 7. So I have my 0 here. Okay, my 7 stays. So that's 0. Subtract, bring down my 7. Add a 0, bring it down. 9 into 70. 9 into 70. It goes into it 6 times. Wait, I think I messed up. Nope, not 6 times, 7 times, which is 63. Okay, I subtract those, I get 7. And then I would have to bring another 0 down. 9 goes into 70 7 times, which is 63. And the process is going to continue forever and ever and ever, on and on and on. Okay, so, but all I need are these two numbers right here. The 0.77, that tells me that it's greater than this just 0.7 over here. But I gotta remember, I'm talking about negatives. So my idea switches. This means that negative 1 and 7/10 is greater than negative 1 and 7/9. Now we're moving on to ordering. I haven't been reminding you, but you should have at least half of the examples that I've written on here. I think I've had 3. You should have at least 2 of those in your class notes. And make sure you include this ordering example. So I have negative 3 and 1/2. I have positive 2. I have negative 1 and 7/10. I have negative 1. And I have 1/2. We need to put these in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to write L to G. That tells you least to greatest. Okay, this one doesn't seem too complicated. So I look for my lowest number. Okay, and I think that's this one right here. Negative 3 and 1/2. So I kind of mark it out. I know that 2 is my greatest number, so I'm going to go ahead and put it over there. And then I have to choose between negative 1 and 7/10 and negative 1. Negative 1 and 7/10 is obviously smaller. And then negative 1, and then 1/2, and then 2. So this is my ordering. Most of the examples you get, though, will not be that easy. Okay, here's your next example. I want you to try this one on your own. Okay, I think there are some ones that are pretty obvious, and this one's still not too hard, but I want you to try this one on your own, and we're going to check it in class tomorrow. Okay, have a great night. I'm sure you all did really good on your quiz. If I have them ready to give back to you tomorrow, I will do that, and I will do my best. All right, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.